We are the voice of Indiana County, WCCS, AM 1160, 101.1 FM, Indiana in the Morning, brought to you by First Commonwealth Bank. And with us in the studio this morning, Mark Hilliard, the president of the Indiana County Chamber of Commerce. Mark, I know this is a busy time of year for the Chamber. You guys have lots of things going on, right?
We do. We had a very busy week last week. We had the first ever Women's Summit that we held on Tuesday at the KCAC, which was a good success for us. We were very, very happy with that and excited about the way that turned out. And then we held our Candidates Night on Thursday, which was a really good event to be able to talk with all the candidates for sheriff, district attorney, and commissioner, and be able to hear their views on a number of issues. And that was the first time we've done that. So a couple of firsts last week, and it made for a very busy week. And, of course, the ribbon cutting over at Urban Outfitters as well. Mm-hmm. So it rounded out what was a pretty full week, and now we're in preparation mode. We have a couple of events in November, but we're also gearing up for our annual luncheon on December 4th, and then looking ahead to the expo in January.
The annual luncheon will be held again at the KCAC?
Yes, it's going to be on December 4th, which is a Wednesday.
Okay.
And our guest speaker this year is going to be John Esposito, who is the CEO of Warner Music in Nashville, and he's also an Indiana graduate.
Yes, he is.
So we wanted to mix it up a little bit this year, and you know, we had worked with a couple of people and talked with him, and we're very excited about that because if a lot of people don't know, whether you're interested in the music industry or not, number one, he's a pretty big name in the music industry, but he was very influential in a lot of artists being as successful as they are, including guys like Blake Shelton. You know, he has a great story about how he helped with his success, but you know, his story itself is really interesting in terms of just how he got to where he was, and you know, was always interested in music, and then you know, kind of went from working in the electronics department at Macy's and went to Island Records, and suddenly, you know, before blink of an eye, he's one of the big shots there, and moves on to Warner Music in Nashville. But it's a great story in terms of networking and how you can advance, and doesn't matter what industry you're talking about. So he's going to be a real dynamic speaker, and we're really excited about that. And we're also reaching out to some of the high schools, and they're going to be sending some of their students that are interested in getting involved with music and after graduation. And so I think we're going to have a really good event. Now,
was he originally from the Homer City area, or was it Indiana?
Indiana. I know he was a graduate of Indiana. I don't know if he lived in Homer City prior to then or not.
I think, yeah.
But I know he was from Indiana and went to Indiana High.
And he's been doing that type of work for a good long time now.
Yeah, actually, he was just in town a few weeks ago for the golf tournament, and I think you know, he still has that itch where he was up at H.B. Culpepper's, and there was a band playing up there, I think, and he jumped in and played some music with them while he was in town. So. Yeah, he's been doing it for quite a while.
So again, the date for the annual Chamber Luncheon is December?
December the 4th, which is a Wednesday. It's at the KCAC, and tickets are on sale, so you can contact the Chamber. And we have more information going on in this month's Chamber mailer as well. So if you're interested in that, you'll be able to see the mailer and the more details on that event and how to register.
And that event usually sells out, right?
It usually gets a very, very good crowd. That's our biggest event of the year in terms of the crowd that we get. The KCAC is awfully large, so it takes a lot to sell that out. But you know, that's usually our biggest event of the year. And I think this year, given some of the dynamics of what we're doing with John and with some of the high school students and everything else, I expect this to be a really good crowd, and it should be a really fun event as well. I think people are going to walk away, you know, getting a great message and feel kind of energized as they head towards the holiday season.
Now, it's been a full year that you've been president of the Chamber?
Almost. It'll be a full year by the end of the year. It in many respects, it feels like it's been a full year. It feels like it's been longer than that. I just, when people keep asking, and they don't keep asking, but when people mention, you know, you've been here over a year, and I actually have to think about it because it seems like that just because of so much that has gone on over the past 10 months. But it's not quite a year yet, but I'm certainly much more comfortable in the role than I was 10 months ago.
Yeah, is there anything that has surprised you in that period that you didn't realize went on at the Chamber?
I don't know if anything has surprised me. You know, it's just a matter of kind of getting accustomed to all the events and the event planning, and a lot of times, I stress because I feel I want things done quicker, and they don't always happen like that. But, you know, we were pretty ambitious with a lot of the different things that we were looking to do this year. I came in with a lot of big ideas, and some of the things we were able to move forward with a lot quicker than expected, such as the Indiana County Ready with the workforce initiative with the high schools. That was done a lot quicker, primarily because of the cooperation with the high schools. And then things like the Candidates Night and the Women's Summit, some new initiatives that we're looking at, and then others we had to kind of table until next year and just try to pace ourselves a little bit because we were trying to rush. I don't want to say rush, but just trying to do too much too fast. So we do have a lot more ideas and a lot of different things that we're going to be looking at doing next year as well. And that'll kick off really with the January with the Chamber Expo, which we're looking to completely revamp this year. So we're still in the process of kind of tweaking that and looking at ways we're going to make that even better. So we should have more details on that soon.
Will the Indiana Ready program continue?
Yes. Yeah, we have over 400 students that have enrolled in it this year. It doesn't mean they'll all be certified because they have to go through the entire school year before they'll be determined whether or not they're certified in the program. But we were very pleased with that. That's a large group of students, juniors and seniors, throughout all of our Indiana County schools. And we plan on that being something that's available year in and year out, beginning with this year, and we hope it grows even more. The first year we were a little bit unsure of what the response was going to be, but it was very good. We were excited about that, and hopefully, most importantly, hopefully it creates some positive results for our workforce in the coming years.
I know that membership is always an important aspect of the County Chamber of Commerce. Did you have a good year this year, lining up new folks?
Yeah, it's been really good, and we actually changed our due structure as well this year to try to make it more easier for members. I think there was some confusion at times in terms of how we did things. And really what we wanted to do was create kind of a system that allowed people to recognize everything they got as a chamber member. And we have a chart that is 2 pages long, really, with benefits of being a chamber member. And I think a lot of times, even as we were putting it together, there were members of the committee that said, I didn't realize we got this. So there are a lot of benefits to being a chamber member, and I think most times people don't recognize even half of those. And that's really one of the things we wanted to try to call attention to, and we're going to continue to do that as we head into next year, is really highlight the benefits of being a member of the Chamber of Commerce. And, it's not just the chambers working for them, which we are in terms of like workforce and things like that, but they actually do get a lot of benefits, discounts, and some other opportunities and we're going to increase those as we head towards 2020.
Are there businesses from the outlying areas? We're on the border of Jefferson County, Armstrong County, Cambria County. Do you find that businesses in those areas also find it worthwhile to be a part of the Indiana County Chamber of Commerce?
We have some, yeah. I mean, primarily our focus is Indiana County, but there are a lot of businesses that, we are not limited to Indiana County businesses. There are a lot of businesses that have an interest in Indiana County, and they want to join the chamber, and they have joined the chamber simply because they want some connection to the county, whether or not it's connection to some of our businesses or just they do some work in the county. There's a variety of reasons why that would happen, and we do have a handful of businesses that are outside of the county that have joined, and we hope that number grows. But they have chambers in each of those counties as well that you mentioned, and there may be more benefits to joining them. But we certainly want those businesses, if they have any interest at all in Indiana County, we want them to be a part of our chamber because we feel we can offer a lot to them.
Does our local Chamber of Commerce get involved with any statewide activities, groups or organizations?
Yeah, well, I mean, we're part of the Pennsylvania Chamber, and we do a lot of networking through that. We also work with the Pittsburgh Chamber as well, and they do kind of a lot of Western Pennsylvania networking with a lot of the different chamber executives. And, in terms of some broader issues, we always kind of have our we're always aware of what's going on in Harrisburg in terms of state issues. We don't typically get involved with a lot of those. That's something that we're looking into with certain issues that are coming up, especially right now. We're becoming a little more active and a little more engaged in terms of some of the discussions that are being had with particular issues. So I'm not going to get into too many of those, but if you follow the news and in terms of some of the statewide issues, there are some things that could affect Indiana County that we're definitely keeping an eye on.
I would think with all the advancement in electronic media, it's not quite as difficult as it once was to keep up to date with something that's happening somewhere else in the state, right?
Well, it's not, but we also have a really good connection and good network. We work very closely with Senator Pittman, Representative Struzzi, and they actually were both in addition to Representative Dush. We're all at our chamber board meeting last Thursday, so we're able to really hear on almost a monthly basis of things that are going on, and we keep up to date, whether it's through email or just conference calls on some other issues that are going on with some of the groups that we're involved with. So we've got a pretty good network and a pretty good system to be able to keep up to date on everything.
And, of course, your chamber newsletter, your information that's online, that continues for those who are interested.
Yeah, our newsletter was sent out, I believe, a week or so ago. It should be arriving here shortly. And we changed that up a couple of months ago. I got to give a lot of credit to our Alexa Zimmerman in our office. She worked with us to kind of create a little bit of a different format where it used to be a lot of loose papers that were involved with that, and we created kind of a booklet every month that now it gets sent out, and the feedback has been outstanding about that, and it allows us to also put a little bit more into it in terms of highlighting different chamber board members, highlighting different chamber members, and having a little bit of information on some other industries that we're able to highlight. So it's been well received.
Mark Hilliard, the president of the Indiana County Chamber of Commerce, joining us this morning. Mark, it's always good to talk with you, and you guys, busy.
We're going to keep being busy here for quite a while, but thanks, Chuck.